If no one's gonna drink this, maybe I'll just... Ugh, that's terrible. That's...
Yeah, I like that intro. Good morning. It's Friday. As they say in the German-speaking world, it's der Freitag. Also,
no one says it like that.
It's
no
good
one.
Freitag.
Nope. Please stop trying to talk German.
No, I'm going to keep doing it because I love doubling you. That's one of my favorite things in the world to do. It is Good Friday. I hope everybody is having a good week. My week went really well. We had a get together last night with my daughter, her boyfriend, and all my friends, her uncles. And is celebrating Mac's birthday. Mac, of course, is the voice for Dangerous Military Nerds. He's our announcer for the show. And it was his birthday this week because he was born on April 1st, and we celebrated it yesterday. And I got a little tipsy. Yeah, had me a few beers. They were yummy. And Dos Equis is actually a really good beer. It's not your typical piss water beer. I like it. And they serve it there at Cielito Lindo's, the name of the restaurant. They serve 32-ounce beers, big, tall, big, fat man mugs. Not those little tiny, dainty ones. Stick a pinky out when you drink it. You got to hold that thing. Sometimes you can grab it with both hands when it's full.
That's how you drink beer.
Yeah. And so we had fun last night. It was a lot of fun. My daughter was awesome. She snuggled with me a lot at the table, just leaning on me. That's my baby. I love my baby.
Yeah, I got a very cute picture of the two of them.
Yep. I have not shared that publicly. I probably will today. Because I took that she and I took that just for you.
Yeah, so don't share it.
No, I can share it now. You got your 24 hours of ownership.
Yeah, like 24 hours.
24 hours of ownership.
15.
That's all you get. That's all you get.
F you.
By the way, Mr. Tickle Trunk, your face is on the show today. You'll see it. It's funny. So I'm not going to go long into this. I'm disturbed, disappointed, and disgusted. The 3Ds with Mandalorian.
Oh,
I know some people I don't know why they hate Jon Favreau so much. It's just ridiculous how much they hate him. He's done nothing. Clearly, this show was taken away from him during production. Control of this show. It was really odd that he was forced to give the premiere episodes, the 2 first episodes, to the Book of Boba Fett to save that show. And then they pulled the same shit that they did on Book of Boba Fett on The Mandalorian. Exact same shit. Everyone is, well, not everyone. There's at least 7 people not there.
It always takes them like 20 minutes.
But I love Echo Base. If someone's watching that, they can always come back and watch our show later for the restream. But I'm glad some of you guys are here. All I got to say is The Mandalorian, and I said this to Echo Base the other day.
With it.
Coach. I said to Coach, I said, look, man, as long as Disney owns Star Wars, we're never going to be happy. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to get rid of that, their sequel trilogy. What a piece of crap. Disney is never going to treat the fans right.
Well, actually doubling down on the trilogy because they're
If you don't know what's going on, Admiral Tog or Teague, there's a lot of stuff going on. That is why that press rumor got dropped right at the onset of the series about him almost quitting. And Jon Favreau, if you know anything about filmmaking, you know Jon Favreau has a specific style. And that style disappeared going into this series. It's just gone. Even as the showrunner, he has a certain amount of control, and it's just gone. What we saw here was clear taking over by the Star Wars Writers Group and Kathleen Kennedy. And that's why they dropped that rumor really quickly that he almost quit. And it's true. It's not really a rumor. It's been confirmed by insiders. But the fact is, Kennedy is insane. And she's not going to let anything good be given to us anymore. And she's not. Star Wars writer groups, those are the people who gave us the sentient rock. They're just garbage. They're garbage. The show's turned to garbage. It's garbage. Jack Black and what's her name just are
Lizzo?
cherry on the cake of the death of Star Wars. Star Wars is currently, and I told Fat Steven Skull the other day, I said, Star Wars is dead. Disney Star Wars is dead. And we need to just stop doing anything for them. Kennedy, if the rumors are true, what Cameron Pasha and Doomcock were talking about, if they're true, insiders are saying that basically Disney has turned their back on Kennedy and put all their focus onto Marvel. And there's a reason. Marvel is the only one that's gone into the red. They're still not made money with Star Wars. Marvel is the only one they're making money on.
And they won't make money when they pull that shit off, like catering to the broad audience and not to the
merchandise isn't selling. The shows are not doing well. Their numbers are bad. So,
of course they're bad. I got angry watching the latest episode.
What's being said, Jeebus, is that if they do sell it, if Disney is forced to sell it, she goes with the deal, but no one's going to keep her. I don't know what happened. Bob Iger caused a lot of these problems.
Well, I will say this about Mando, that episode. I did like the story with Christopher Lloyd and the robots. I thought that was enjoyable.
It was kind of okay.
I didn't
like Christopher Lloyd. I didn't think he was right for that part. It was weird, and
they didn't give an explanation for why he did what he did and what was his end game. He only says, "Yeah, I did it." And of course, by the way, I hate you. Even though his action led to the many people being hurt, physically hurt. Oh, you're not going to get to you. We're going to ban you.
Let me explain what I was trying to say. My problem is the casting of Christopher Lloyd was off-putting because he's somebody we know, and it was really weird. He's too ingrained into our culture for us to see him as anything other than Doc Brown. I'm sorry. It's all I see is Doc Brown or Ignatowski from Taxi. Those are the only two things when I see him. I don't even when I see Star Trek 3. He's fucking Reverend Jim Ignatowski, from Taxi. Oh, but I will say this. By the way, it's I don't think we've met you before, Admiral T. Good to see you, man. And I wanted to let you know, if you hear me not agree with you or disagree with you, never take it personal, man, because I love talking nerd talk with you guys, even when we're debating. But if you guys go to Twitter and you look at the conversation on Twitter yesterday between Doomcock and me, that pretty much covers everything. Everything was said there. And I made one mistake when I made my little meme. I left out Obi-Wan Kenobi. I should have used that one instead of Indiana Jones, even though I consider Indiana Jones part of the Third Strike. But technically, 4 strikes, you're out. Because you got Obi-Wan Kenobi just was a failure. Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and the forthcoming Indiana Jones film. I don't think there's anything that's going to save that film. Nothing. Mr. Tickleton with a $2.20 super chat. That's Canadian. Seems like Disney is using old SNL scripts now. I think that Kennedy is an SNL skit, and we can't get. It's that one that won't end, and she loves the fact that she torments us. It's like Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson loves the fact that he torments fans. He really relishes that shit. And I think she does too. I think there's something inherently evil in that bitch. I really do. But The Mandalorian, I just watched it gradually derail episode by episode, and it began to lose its coherence. Because there's something Jon Favreau does when he's doing a story that disappeared. You could see it in season 1. You could see it in season 2. And I know Filoni is right in there with him on this, but Favreau is the master of ceremonies on that show. And he's not from episode 3 on. And I still had problems with even the first couple episodes because it was off-putting. Because clearly that was a transitional episode. Episode 1, the premiere episode of the season, was a transitional episode. Nothing really happens. That's because we got the what was supposed to be the first 2 episodes on Book of Boba Fett. So yeah, they screwed the pooch, and I think that Favreau is being forced to do shit. Filoni's not. Filoni is absolutely a company man. He loves Kennedy. I think that there has been, and clearly that rumor got released on purpose to let people know. It's a message from Favreau to the fans. There's trouble. Like RoboCop. There will be trouble. And so I gave up. That's it. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I am done. That was it. Yeah. Well, I just look, under Disney, we're never going to get what we want. Disney doesn't care. Disney bought, this is the crazy part, because Keith and I have talked about this ad nauseum. Bob Iger, Disney, bought Marvel and Lucasfilm for 2 reasons, or well, 1 reason. Both of them for 1 reason. To get boys' butts back into the theater seats, because they lose boys. This is a statistic that was a poll that was done, and it was done by one of the major research groups, that Disney loses males at age 12. Girls stick with it into adulthood. Disney is a girls' company. And then they bought 2 companies that would change that. And that was the intention, that these two IPs of Marvel and Star Wars were going to get butts back in the seat with the boys and make boys fans of Disney again. And what do? They immediately change that to a point now that it's no longer, they want girls to be boys, because all the girls are strong and masculine, and they want the boys to be feminine and to sit back and let the girls take the lead. So they flipped it on its head, completely the opposite of what they were trying to do. But then they tried to fix it, not by fixing what they're doing, but by changing it for the audience, by trying to start doing this grooming shit. And it is happening. It's really happening at Disney. So their fix for what they did, their screw up, is to then try to change the audience to fit what they're doing. We're going to go this direction, and we want the audience to change with us. I'm not going to let I wouldn't let my kid watch that stuff. That's scary shit. That's bullshit.
Well, the earnings call proved that they don't really care about making money anymore. It's all about messaging.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into that this afternoon for TGIF.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about this afternoon. Mexican Iron Man is going to be joining us. Culture Casino and Valiant can't join us, and it really irritates me, our schedule, because we're on a schedule that they can't join us, and they want to join us on Fridays. But TGIF is at a time that they can't join us, and it irritates me because I would love to get them on the show along with Mexican Iron Man to really just hash this shit out, because it's so frustrating what Disney is doing. I'm over it now. I'm sure, because like he should have stayed with Luke. That was the intention. Favreau intended him to stay with Luke so they could go on with the Mandalorian story and then visit back every once in a while. Kathleen Kennedy and the writers group pushed a hand to bring him back. So basically, you know, the will of Jon Favreau was crushed. And he was forced to do what Kennedy ordered. And when your showrunners don't have some kind of autonomy with their shows, you're going to get crap like this. It's executive decisions are being made that hurt that show. So that's it. I'm not going to talk about The Mandalorian anymore on the show. This is the end of it. Star Wars, Disney Star Wars is dead. It's dead. It's dead. There's nothing. I don't care. Acolyte, I don't care. None of it. I'm not going to pay any attention to it anymore. I highly recommend, if you're a true fan of Star Wars, ignore this shit. Stop giving them numbers. Stop it. We're not going to hate on Mando. This is the last time I'm talking about it. I'm done.
Yeah, but a little masochistic part of me wants to find out if they really go for droid rights or shit like that.
Oh my God. I just...
Yeah, it's masochistic, I know.
I don't think so. The
conflict between Favreau and Feige is what led to that falling out. I don't even want to get into it. I really don't. If either you know what's going on in the backfield or you don't, and that's something that I'd rather do when I have some of the other guys on here that know their shit when it comes to what goes on in the back end of business with the shit that went down with Feige and Favreau, and Favreau with Disney. Well, with Disney, still I think likes him, but Lucasfilm has abused him. And once again,
Wait, you've used your 2 backdoors for this week.
Oh,
already.
that's it. Yeah, you, sir.
No more backdoor for you until Monday.
Yeah, because I'm not even. Yeah, I'm with you there, Bush. I'm not a fan of the prequel trilogy either. Terrible writing, and Lucas is not a great writer. He's not. He works better with other writers. Other writers can flesh out what he's trying to do. I love how Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill used to tease him about, you can write this stuff, but you can't say it. Ridiculous dialogue. So I'm going to move on to something more fun, and we'll get into more Disney stuff this afternoon. Because what we're going to talk about this afternoon is absolutely Disney. We're going to dig into Disney, what they're doing, the insanity of the board and Bob Iger, and how he got caught. And on top of that, how he opened up an investigation into a crime with what he said. And it was real fun to watch Valiant Renegade. The moment that happened, and you can hear him and the other panelists on the show just going, is he going to, oh my God, he just did it. He did. He confessed something on that call live.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. And they're insane if they don't. And of course, a criminal investigation was opened. Bob Iger is an idiot.
We have Dawn in the chat. Hello, sir.
What I've explained it because I'll get together with other screenwriters and other writers, and a lot of people forget I'm a writer. I was a journalist and a writer. I've written professionally, and basically, I did not select that. I selected this one. Lucas writes a really good plot, but does have issues with dialogue. He's terrible at dialogue. what he is what we refer to as a skyscraper guy. He has the big picture. He's great on concepts. He really superior idea guy, which is why he's so good at marketing. But the thing with Lucas is he has a good idea. Like J.K. Rowling is like this too, because some of her writing is just terrible. And she writes like a teenager writes. Now, I get it. You're writing young adult books, but it doesn't mean you write like a young adult. You write for young adults. But she writes like she's a teenager in some of her stuff. And it's really weird when you look at her writing. And the same thing with Lucas. Lucas is a really superior idea guy. And that people start going in and start realizing, wow, there's some problems here. That's why, for years he took credit for writing the book Star Wars, but he didn't. It was written by Alan Dean Foster, and it was a weird book. If you've ever read the original Star Wars book, wow, there's some weird stuff in there. That's because it was all his ideas that were thrown together. Alan Dean Foster tried to make sense of it, and it's nothing like what was in the movie. And the Journal of the Wills was in the original printing that I read, as well as the mention of the adventures of Luke Skywalker. They were toying with so many ideas.
Okay, I think we've got a problem. I think Zach's has been hacked because he's just timing out random people.
That is weird.
Yeah.
So if you can, you might want to take his wrench.
Hold on a second. I got to go do some stuff.
Yeah, he just got Penny too.
How can that happen? That shouldn't be able to happen.
That's just another YouTube fuck up, I guess.
I get that in settings.
Another question is, can we untime out them?
I don't know.
Well, the timeout is just a minute and a half or something like that.
300 seconds. That's 5 minutes.
Oh.
He is officially... Zax is removed.
So everybody in the chat, be aware if you have been timed out.
That's not Zax, dude. Zax wouldn't do that. That's not Kyle. That's not our friend. He would never do that.
I mean, if it happens once, it could have been like a mistake. If he's on his phone, but not multiple people.
He said his kid had his phone. I don't know if that's Zax or not.
He says, "Oh no, my kid had my phone."
Mr. Tickle Trunk, both Admiral Teague and or Kingsport Cal and Deep Bud Martin were both timed out.
And Penny.
And Penny.
How long did he get timed out?
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
300 seconds.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry, guys. And yeah, it's clearly you're in line at Disney. I didn't know they had a Disney in Canada. But let's move on. Wow. So this is the episode 7 of 1923. You want to start us out, Enema?
Don't you want to?
No, really. I've been talking for a while.
Yeah, but I've been writing this shit for you. So.
Oh, fuck. Let me start over. Jesus Christ. Let me go open more stuff.
Well, it starts out winter times at the ranch.
It's fine. I can do it.
Hold on. Let me open this shit. I gotta download it now.
It's another confusing title, too. The Rule of 500. Some of the episode titles are just... What?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that meant.
Same as the ghost of... I don't know.
So, winter has come. It's early in the morning when Jack kisses Elizabeth goodbye, waking her up. The men are about to go after Banner, the sheep guy's leader, and she insists he promises her to be careful. Let me zoom this in. Jesus, I'm having trouble reading this.
Yeah, I can read it. That's fine.
All right. Please do.
Yeah.
Promise to be careful.
Yeah, and you get the impression that they are going after Banner themselves, but they are not. They just go to the trial. But still, they are scared. The women are scared that shit might go down because Banner is dangerous. And he's also being a little bit of an asshole because she says, I love you, and he just answers with a wink. And I'm like, what a dick. Come on. That annoyed me. It does. At least say it back. Yeah, so we cut to Kara. She's, of course, already out of bed and very worried about what her husband and his men are about to do. And Jacob comes in. He has been out already, getting the horses ready, and joins her to warm up a little bit. And he tells her he'll be back before supper, but all she wants to hear is that he'll be back. She doesn't care when. Just come back. Because she almost lost him once. That's her, always worrying and feeling helpless.
She really does seem small sometimes.
Mm. It's the moments where there's nothing that she can do, that she really feels lost. She always needs to be in action and have a purpose and do stuff. And just sitting around waiting, that's not her. That doesn't work. And he knows that, but there's nothing he can do.
Now I'm going to tell you there's some graphic nudity in this episode, and I will say that Mr. Tickle Trunk saves the day in this episode.
What?
I know where.
I'm in the chat.
Yep. Mr. Tickle Trunk's fixing things.
Is he?
Oh, I'm glad Tickle Truck knows how to fix that shit. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, he jumped in and unbanned the people that got banned accidentally.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it is possible. That's good.
When I get a confirmation from Kyle, I'll put him back with a wrench.
Thanks, Boris.
Yeah, so Jacob and Jack take their rifles and join the men, and they ride off into town.
Yeah. Definitely cold there at the ranch.
That looks like Penny's back.
Yeah, winter came fast. Because there's not much time between the last episode and this one. Might even be overnight snow. Bye.
It's nice meeting you, Admiral Teague.
Yeah,
it was really nice to meet you. Hope to see you again, man.
It's always nice to have new people.
Monkey's theories.
Should we tell him to put down the bomb?
No.
No? Okay. Let it be funny.
We're not going to silence you, poor cow.
He's winking. He's making a joke about him getting silenced.
Oh, yeah, because I would never.
Out.
Whether I agree with you or not, you are free to say whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
It's a really good show. Please do drop back by. I'd like to get your opinions on this series, as well as Hello Tomorrow if you guys start watching it. It's a really good show. It
really is.
Yeah, which has just finished the last episode today.
Have not watched it yet.
I haven't either. I'm still like the same. I'm watching the episode we're doing for the show that week. So
I hope I can watch it later. I don't know if F Movies is down in the US.
D-Pix.
It is here.
Disney Pix. D-Pix.
So here they are in town, and they're going to meet the sheriff at Banner's house to arrest him and drag him off to jail.
Yeah, because up to this point, once again, they've been keeping it quiet what happened to Ford's character, Jake? Whatever his name is.
Jacob, yeah.
Yeah, Jacob.
Well, the sheriff knows. The sheriff is in the picture because when they were casting the cattle agents, Kara filled him in. Because he went to the farm and talked to Jacob and his man and set up the trial. So here he is, just in a robe.
Yeah, he's living the life. He's got the fancy cigars.
Yeah. Choosing champagne and cigar for breakfast.
Yeah. Hey, I love a mimosa.
Couple of working ladies.
Champagne and orange juice is really good. But yeah, this is when Mr. Tickle Trunk really goes into overdrive. And I owe him so much for being here for me. And all of us, really, and his channel.
Hey, Mr. Tickle Trunk's got you covered.
He's got a lot of things covered in this episode.
So he's taking 3 glasses. So when he gets back to his bedroom, you're not surprised to find his female company, but it might throw you off how inappropriately young and naked the 2 girls are. Because they are really young. Still pros, but yeah.
So far, everything's still PG. Oops!
Almost.
I'm doing with Mr. Tickle Trunk what Mark does with Mad Mardigan. Toxic Tuesday. Yeah, working ladies in the morning.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself. He has this awesome new modern home right in town. He's probably been living on a ranch outside. With
all the latest amenities, indoor plumbing, everything.
Yeah.
Hot and cold running hookers.
Hot and cold running hookers.
Yeah, she's going to need that hot running water after he puts champagne on her. That must be so sticky. Ugh. Also, why waste stuff like that? Stupid. It still stays PG though, almost, except for the nudity. He doesn't get a go because there's a knock on the door. And that's when things get funny. It's a little weird though that he tells them to have fun with each other while he's downstairs. Like, why? That's a weird kink.
It's a lot of weird kinks.
Yeah, it gets really weird.
Yeah.
We have another bridge.
And of course it's Jeebus.
I'm not even going to apologize for that. I watch what I can. I watch Doomcock. I watch Midnight's Edge. I work 2 full-time jobs, so.
He's even working while we're on date night.
Yeah. We're doing dates and I'm sitting there working.
Yeah. So here's the sheriff arresting him for 2 attempted murders and 4 murders.
And here comes the reveal.
Yeah, because he tries to play dumb. Yeah, like, who did I murder? And you have nothing against me. And then Jacob steps forward and he is shocked because both him and the businessman, they have been trying to get confirmation that he's dead, but they couldn't. They just thought he was.
They believed he was dead.
He's not. He is.
They went about acting like he was dead, and he was not dead. He's still quite alive. Oh, shit.
He's alive and pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. There's a man, a one-armed man.
So his reaction is, okay, if you arrest me, you have to arrest Jacob too, because he tried to hang me, and he hung 3 of my friends for trespassing. And he thinks he's got Jacob on this one, but they have been trespassing. There was a warning, so the sheriff just tells him he was within his rights and handcuffs him. It doesn't even let him get dressed. He just says, there's a new suit waiting for you at jail.
We have
no need to get dressed.
Zax gives us a Canadian $5.50 from Disney World. Sorry about that. I posted in the PCM member group to explain. I know, buddy. I just wanted to confirm it was still you, and so we're good. Don't worry about it, man. I'll reinstate you after the show. We've learned, watch out for your kid.
Don't let your kid play with your phone. Oh, and the guys they enjoy watching him get handcuffed and stuffed into the police car.
Oh, wouldn't you guys shot you got you and your hands up, including killing your brother? Wasn't John Dutton his brother?
Yeah,
or brother-in-law?
Brother,
like
I think.
No,
if he's
I'm
called
going to give
Dutton,
him.
he's a
I
brother.
need to give him a thank you video.
This town needs an enema.
It's back.
Oh,
I thought you deleted it.
It's been there. Just haven't used it in a while.
I
Thank
like
you very much, Zax, and no worries, buddy. We learn a lot about this character, and he's quite evil. There's almost something inhuman about him. Like when they blow up, they do the explosions here. He barely reacts to the explosion.
Yeah, he walks away so slowly, and I'm like, dude, they're blowing a hole in the mountain just behind you. He's stone cold.
He's like, I don't care. I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, and he obviously is.
We see later in the episode how bad he is.
And just so it doesn't look so heroic, those are air cannons. Those aren't actual explosions.
Yeah.
Those aren't real rocks. Those are little foam rocks.
But duh, it's TV.
I've operated those. For the movie Albino Farm, I helped operate the air cannons for the big explosion at the end.
Boom, there it goes.
I'm a badass.
And remember, the problem with the mine is that it's right above the water supply for the ranch.
Yep.
And they don't care.
Yeah.
They're going to mine their silver up there. And yeah, one of
he's
Banner's
going
men,
back into town.
Because one of Banner's men told him he saw Jacob Dutton. He's alive. And also that Banner has been arrested. So he needs to lawyer him up. Solve that problem.
Oh, it's not just anybody that tells him that. It's the former cop that they hired to be the on the cattle ranch. The
new guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
The one that Kara didn't want to hire.
Ah, the angry one. Yeah, right.
She's in.
I forgot.
She the Bush is like, they're prostitutes, not hookers.
No, he calls them hookers. Banner calls them hookers. So here he is in his new suit.
When they die, they're referred to as hookers. So now we got this asshole going into town. And we're gonna find out just how evil this dude is.
Yeah, well, the counselor found out everything about the trial and who is going to be the judge. And also Banner confessed to him about the hookers in the house, and he asked him to take care of the problem. So he tells Whitfield, and Whitfield is very happy to take care of them himself.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, at first you think he just wants to have some fun since they're there.
They've been paid for.
Well, no, they haven't yet. So he puts a lot of money on the table, and they switch into business mode and engage with him. But
yes, James Bond is a bad guy in this movie.
Very. Because the scene that's coming, I don't even want to talk about it. It's bad.
Tickle Trunk with the 220 super chat. I was honored to be all over those naked women.
Oh, your job's not done yet.
Oh my God. They think that this is just going to be some straightforward stuff. They have no idea that they're dealing with a psychopath.
He really is a psychopath, yeah.
This guy gets his kicks off of forcing other people to hurt other people in front of him so he can watch both suffer.
So sick.
It's control, power. He's a scary dude.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton does make a great villain.
And here you go, your thank you video.
Oh, yeah. You're talking to me all wrong. It's the wrong tone.
There you go.
That's a new one.
Nope. That's
an old one.
Okay.
She's like, oh, this is going to be kinky. She's got
He's a naughty one. That's what she says. He's a naughty one. He's not naughty. He's bad.
I guess I should say good morning to everybody here. We got Mr. Tickle Trick, of course. You've seen him in the show. He's, I think you see him here. There he is. There's Mr. Tickle Trunk. He's in the show. D. Bud Martin is here. Admiral Teague was here. Penny, Munkajibus, Kingsport Cow, Black Ass, Real Wade Nation, Alex Moore, Zax apparently is here, and Davina Duckworth. I'm never going to let Zax live this down. Hey, remember that day your kid banned a bunch of
you won't.
Wasn't that great? Mr. Nipple Boob. Thank you, Boosh. Yes, he's a sociopath. Because sociopathy really kind of goes along with psychopathy. Almost, to my knowledge, every psychopath is a sociopath. But not every sociopath is psychopathic. This guy is psychopathic too. It goes beyond, because it's not just the narcissism; it's the willingness to do it.
That's probably what makes him so successful as a businessman too.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of your most successful people are sociopathic by nature, very narcissistic.
Scary.
Mr. Tickle Nipple. Yeah, I have a psychology background in the medical field, and so I know where they lie, Boosh. You never have to worry about that with me. I'm never going to misuse them. I also don't misuse schizophrenia. But yeah, I get you. I know what you're saying, Boosh.
Well,
oh my God! Look how big
Tickle Trunk.
Look how big Tickle Trunk's head was there. What is he saying here? What is that?
He's tickling 2 melons.
2 melons.
Okay.
All right. Back at the ranch.
Yeah, it's very late in the evening. So much for back at supper.
Yeah, this leads to the cake scene.
Yeah. Because Kara's writing a letter, and Elizabeth is asking her, who are you writing to? And she tells her about Spencer and how he always listened to her when she was just venting off. And the letters are basically the same. Her just getting everything off of her that's bothering her.
Right.
And Elizabeth wonders, why are you still writing to him? He's on his way back, right? So you can't send the letter to him. So Kara tells her, yeah, it's more like journaling, but journaling is so selfish. So I need someone to write to. So that's Spencer. Because she feels so useless, just waiting. The waiting kills her. And Elizabeth says she feels the same. So Kara suggests, well, you are the letter, right? To Jack or something. But she's not that good with words. She would rather bake a cake. And when Kara asks her, so you know how to make a cake? She says, no. So they go to the kitchen for a baking lesson. Because that she can do. And it's something to do. Teach her how to bake a cake. She is a woman of action. She hates just being passive.
Yeah.
Also, it's a good skill to have when you're about to marry. To know baking. Again, she's a city girl. She didn't grow up in the countryside, so she's not very housewifey yet.
Yeah, Kara's definitely a woman of action, much like Jacob's a man of action.
Well, yeah, but back in those days, there's
Multiple poop.
the action that a woman could take was limited, aside from housework and farm work, and that is done at some point of the day.
Yeah.
Then you
And by the
still-
way, what the joke? I like the joke right here, but that is exactly what I'm talking about. Knowing the difference between schizophrenia and MPD, multiple personality disorder. They're two different conditions. And that's what when I hinted at it, that's what I was hinting at with Bush when I said, I know the difference with schizophrenia because I have that background. So back to the cake.
Well, they're not in the kitchen yet.
Yeah.
They're still talking about Spencer. There we go. And it looks like they are making 2 cakes. Because that's the best way of learning things, is by doing it. I like how clumsy Elizabeth looks in the kitchen. It's like she's never done anything like that before.
Oh, just to let you guys know, my buddy John Paul Rye, who does the Entertainment Hacker, popular show over on YouTube, another show that deals with mostly Johnny Depp and other stuff like that. He agreed with me on my statement with Doomcock over on Twitter.
And Jacob is back. And he's happy about the cake.
I get cake!
What are we celebrating? And Elizabeth says, you coming home. And he's like, yeah, well, if you bake us a cake every day we come home, then
Get pretty
we'll
fat.
need bigger horses. That's what he says. We'll need bigger horses. And Kara just immediately drops making the cake and wants to know what's going on, what happened in town. So Jacob tells her that Banner got arrested. First he says he's where he belongs, and she's like, where does he belong? Like, don't tell me you killed him. And he's like, nah, he's arrested. He's going to be tried and sent to the gallows tomorrow, which makes her very happy. And of course, all Elizabeth cares for is, where's Jack? And runs out to find him.
He's 7. I'm sorry, I'm reading.
Guess in a PCM fan.
He's not a PCM fan.
Yeah, probably not. He's a bit too young for us anyway.
I will go with this one. Buttons are fun, kids. Just press them. Hell, I just press them.
Yeah, one of Alex's kids, Alex from the Salty Nerds, got his phone and went on Discord and called me at like 5 a.m. And when I turned my phone on the next day, I had a ton of messages from Alex apologizing. It was fun.
So here's the dinner scene.
Yeah, it's after dinner, and Jack is going
This is
over
a
some
much more
newspaper
pleasant
articles.
dinner, too.
Oh, yeah. It really is. And Jack is making fun of some articles in the newspaper about 2 grizzly bears being let loose in front of the White House. Stuff like that.
Good old Teddy Roosevelt.
Did that really happen? I forgot.
Yeah, he kind of turned the White House into a zoo for a bit.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so one of the articles is about mining CEOs being put in charge of mining regulations. And that upsets him a little bit, Jack. But then he's like, well, but basically that's the same thing that Jacob is doing, because he's a cattle rancher being in charge of cattle regulations. And he's a politician too. Yeah. But Jacob is not having that. He's like, I'm not a politician. I'm in law enforcement. There's a difference. Not to Jacob, really. And they kind of start arguing. And that makes Carol snap, because one rule in the house is no politics at the dinner table. which makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a rule at my parents' house too. Family meeting, no politics, because that always ends in an argument.
Yep. Especially when you've got always that one uncle or that one cousin that is diametrically opposed to the rest of the family.
Yeah. Yeah. That is dangerous. Jacob's take on what's happening is interesting, though, because he says there's no good and no bad. This is just human nature, what's happening here. He has to do what's best for the ranch. Whitfield has to do what's best for him and his people. It's a normal thing to happen. It's how society works.
All right, he's added back.
Off topic, Monkey Jeebus said Lance Riddick died from heart disease.
Yeah, I was reading a report from the autopsy. There are 2 contributing factors, both of them involved in heart disease.
Yeah, but the family is contesting the results. They say they do not believe it.
Yeah, now this is the husband of
Tiana's father.
That's Tiana's father, the husband
He finds his dead mom.
Yeah.
That's Tiana's grandmother. She was killed by the officials looking for Tiana.
The sheriff.
Yeah.
Hit her so hard it killed her.
Fucking brutal. And she looks like she's been dead for a couple of days. They just left her lying there. That was heartbreaking. So he sees there's been a fight. He goes outside and finds the tracks, horses with horseshoes. So he knows that's the officials. That was not a robbery.
Bye, Mr. Tickle Trunk, and thank you.
Have a good one, Tickle Trunk. Thanks
Bye.
for
See you later, man.
Covering.
Thanks for
troubleshooting and covering those delicate spots in the show.
That too.
He's now my official. I was going to use Monkey Jeebus, but I'm never sure what icon to use for him. I'd actually love to use his real face, but I don't want to do that because he keeps it private.
Yeah.
I got you, boo. See you later, brother.
And here's the shepherd's kid. He had been sent to tell Tiana's father about the situation. That Tiana has run away after getting in trouble at school. And that they are trying to help her escape.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, she's poor. There's nothing that would attract thieves.
Oh, Alex Moore dropped in too. So he's here. Zach's, of course, Davina, Duckworth. Yeah, he's about to get into his own kind of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It was a car. I'm sorry.
Was that a car or a motorcycle?
That was a car. No, it was a car. Those windows do nothing to keep noise out. I'm just glad they finished the construction.
You know who he reminds me facially of is the dude that was on Soap and Empty Nest, that played the dad on Empty Nest. He has the same structured nose and cheek and jawline.
Yeah, he knows his daughter.
Yeah.
So he wants to know, what did she do? But the kid knows nothing.
Richard Mulligan, that's the actor I was trying to think of. He looks like Richard Mulligan.
I can see it.
Is.
I'm on Toy Migos too.
No, because you're saying it's a follow-up to this.
Oh, you actually do? Well, then send me a snapshot of your face. I'll put you on any scenes that there's.
I think it's time to go on break.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good Lord. Look at that. The time flies. Time flies.
It does.
All right. Bill, take us to our brief and quick break. Hi, guys. This is Gerry from Pop Culture Minefield here on KGRA, and we're leaving for our first break. I hope we survive.
Did you know 75% of Americans
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Oh, wow. We survived. Welcome back to the commercial break. Now for some more Pop Culture Minefield on KGRA. We are back. Yeah.
We're back and with another super sticker from Darius Munchausen.
Hey, Darius. Of course, it's the pair with the coffee, right?
Yep.
Hey,
Has to be.
It's good to see you, man. Nice to see you, Darius. For you, you get this one.
Stop that! It's silly.
Thank you, sir. Always grateful for all you guys' support. He really does remind me of Richard Mulligan. He really does. That's weird. Hold on. If we're going to do that, I'm going to go and throw this in here. If you're going to ask for the trans representation, I don't give two shits about flags other than the American flag. I got to be honest. I don't even care about state flags. I care about our nation's flag, which doesn't represent the government, represents the people. And but apparently in Mandalorian, I didn't even catch that.
Catch what?
That supposedly the colors on that one helmet, that kid's helmet, the one that was becoming a Mandalorian in episode 1.
No.
Nah.
That's what they're saying.
That's bullshit.
You think it is?
Yeah, it is.
You think it's reaching?
Yeah.
Because it has the teal, the purple, and the visor is gray. I wouldn't say it's white.
It doesn't have the pink.
That's more reach than Shaquille O'Neal.
I don't think anything is more reach than Shaquille O'Neal. So now he's burying her, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he sends the shepherd's kid back to the shepherd and Tiana and tells him, take a different route, be very careful, because they're
looking for her.
out there looking for her.
Yep.
So try to avoid them, avoid getting caught. And he tells him, tell your father, I'll tell you later, there's something I have to do. And of course, that's burying his mother. It really shows how little they care about Indians. Killing her and then just leaving her there. Terrible.
Man.
You need to play.
Move forward? What is going on?
No, you paused it.
I didn't mean to. Please hit play if it does that. Jeez, we've got very little time. I don't know why I would do that. Yeah, and this is where the priests show up with him.
Yep. He didn't choose a good spot to stay the night. And they are, of course, all, why are you not in school? And he tells them he finished school and he's guarding the sheep. So they ask, there are no sheep here. Where are the sheep? And he tells them, yeah, he's looking for them. They stray. But they think he's lying about having finished school. So they want to take him back there. And when he's not having it, they beat the shit out of him.
I don't know much, Hausen. Right.
That's a motorcycle. Sorry.
Colors and combinations. I agree, Davina.
They even look like them.
They're just terrible priests.
They are, yeah.
Just the worst priests. I mean, I grew up in the Catholic Church, and the priests were like, God, they were our protectors against the nuns.
Yeah, you had evil nuns. But in this particular school, everybody is mean.
They were just mean. Someone asked me, were you bullied in school? I said, yeah, by nuns.
Traumatized you for life.
My knuckles were wrapped and the back of my head got hit so many times. They would do that NCIS slap a lot.
Oh,
the DeNozo slap.
The DeNozo slap. My dad did that shit, and so did the nuns. And because I have a voice that's very emphatic, they constantly thought I was being sarcastic. I'm like, I'm not. I mean it. I just sound sarcastic.
Except 9 times out of 10, he was actually sarcastic.
Yeah. I would say it was a 50-50 thing. I remember when I did the Philly, I was walking, I was in line for lunch, and I went, feeling my bony belly with dominoes.
There.
I got whacked.
Do you see? You see why?
So yeah, one of the priests, here he is. He's supposed to take the shepherd's boy back to the school and have him set up there. And the other two are going to continue searching for Tiana. And here they are. They made camp for the night, and the priest is talking about stuff he did, where he went, and the boy is accusing him of doing bad things in the name of his God. He's calling him out on what the Catholic Church has been doing. And at the same time, Tiana's father finds the abandoned horse and the hat, because his hat has been knocked off. So he knows the boy is in trouble. And goes after him.
And of course, his the dad shows up and cuts that priest's throat.
Just in time. He scalps him.
After he scalps him. Yeah. He scalps him first.
He scalps him first.
Yeah.
And then he eats his soul.
Yeah, that is because he sends the kid to wait by the horses. And when he rejoins him, you can tell. Because that's blood on his
mouth. Yeah.
They did dark shit. And that's where Tiana and the shepherd have been hiding.
And now the other two priests show up.
Yeah, and they mistake her for a boy at first.
Well, they made her look like a boy on purpose.
Yeah.
So the mistake is,
the mistake
obvious.
She makes is that she tries to run away, so they go after her. But yeah, at first they ask her if she'd seen a girl, and she wants to know why are you going after her?
And I feel bad because the sheep herder that's helping her, he makes a huge tactical error in this scene.
Oh, he does.
Never turn your back on anybody until you're certain that they're dead.
And don't let your rifle lie around.
Yeah, putting your weapon
That was
down.
stupid.
I don't know, monkey rattlesnake's pretty good.
Monkey rattlesnake.
No, he said don't eat carnivore meat unless it's from the ocean. And I'm like, but rattlesnake's pretty good.
I thought you were saying monkey rattlesnake.
Oh, no.
What the hell is that? I've had rattlesnake. It's okay. I like alligator more than anything.
Yeah, gator's good too.
I'm just, God, man. If I can get gator, I buy it. It's really, really, it's tender. It's delicious.
There's a stand at the fair every year that has gator.
The state fair?
Yeah, the state fair. That's always a must stop when I go.
That's held here in Springfield, isn't it?
No, it's Sedalia.
Is it Sedalia?
Yeah.
Because I know we got the big fairground here. I've never been. Never took Zoe.
Yeah. State fair's up in Sedalia. It's back in the day they had the choice between the state fair or the state capitol. They chose the state fair.
Right. Yeah, she gouges that eye. I like that.
Yeah, thumb in the eye.
And he's about to rape her. Because she runs, they hunt her down and beat her up, of course, and then
when he finds out she's a female because he rips her shirt open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know that she's the girl and tries to rape her, and she just takes out his eye.
Like I said, they're really not good priests. But they were sent out to kill, you know. That was really their mission. Bring her back or kill her.
The one-eyed guy is about to beat her to death.
Yep.
Well, he would have been.
And then he shows up, saving the day.
Yeah, by shooting him in the back. And then not making sure he's dead, and that's a mistake.
Yeah, clear the field, man. You got to clear that field.
He got the other guy, though. The other priest tries to climb on his horse and run away.
The first one he shot,
when
he turns his back and goes to the girl to help her.
There, he's got the second one. Shot off his horse. And that one's dead. There he goes. Puts down his rifle and goes to help the girl. He should have hung it on his back. I mean, I get it. He needs both his hands to carry her because she can't walk. But don't leave your gun there.
Of course, why she can't walk, I don't know. I mean, he beat her face, not her legs.
I think she's barely conscious.
Oh.
And now so's he.
Yep. He just got shot.
Yep, because one-eyed guy isn't dead yet.
You can see the blood on his back, but he ain't dead.
But he's going to be in a while. Because now Tiana snaps and she just takes a rock and beats him to death. There's a lot of violence in this series.
Yep.
If she'd only had that energy moments before, he would have still had his shotgun.
Yeah. I think it's just, it took her a couple of minutes to fully come to. Because he hit her hard on the head.
And she hit him right back.
Oh, yes, with a rock.
Hey, Keely Chow.
Oh, is Keely here? Hi.
I need to watch more of Yellowstone to see how she is as a grown-up.
Not much, just talking about a little 1923. We're on episode 7. We also talked about Mando earlier. Now we cut, finally, for the first time in the show, this episode.
Yeah, just a few minutes before it ends. Finally, Spencer and Alexandra.
Yeah, I waited all episode to see what was going on with them and had to wait to the end.
Gerry made fun of me.
Where are they?
I was like,
Greece?
Oh, finally. Italy.
Where are they? Greece? Italy.
Italy. My connection is going to shit. If I drop out, it's because my Wi-Fi died.
So they're talking. Let's go get something to eat.
Yeah, he wants to go to a hotel, and she's like, "Nah, it's time for pasta and wine." She's the boss in that marriage.
Yep.
And I can't remember. I went and looked it up and told you where they shot this.
It's supposed to be Sicily, but it was probably Malta or something.
I think it was Malta.
It's apparently a cheap filming location for Mediterranean scenes.
And of course, the big dun 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 ending is as they're sitting there trying to enjoy their breakfast, the fiance that she left to join him.
Just when you're thinking, wow, we got a happy ending for once.
It's like, oh, nope, he's there. Says her name.
It's like, what is he even doing there? Him and his Lamy friends. What are they doing?
In Italy. They were
in Africa. Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're here.
It's weird.
Well, she's got to get up in his lap first.
Yeah, she's teasing him because his demons seem to be back. He's not eating. And she's teasing him. They have
it's of course right at this moment that her ex shows up.
Well, when they're kissing, yeah.
It's just so funny.
But she does what she's always doing. She makes him smile, makes him happy. They're so cute.
Listen to you.
What? They are. They have amazing chemistry. I love their dialogues.
Having been shot myself, some of them do. But it takes it out of you. Man, this slideshow just goes on too long.
Yeah. Well, it's not compressed.
Well, I can't compress them because that's what got us claimed last time.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember the scene being so long.
It really wasn't. It was a quick scene. I don't know why suddenly at the end of this, the slideshow goes, I'm going to do 1.6 billion frames.
Yeah.
I use the exact same thing Mark uses, man. Mark's the one who showed me how to do this. There he is.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it took us, 5 minutes to get to this?
Yeah.
With his family and everything.
Yeah, and the dad, by the way, who plays English in this, actually is an American actor. Very fond of him.
Well, so is she. She's also American.
Well, yeah, that's why I was adding it. Mine was an addendum on her. I think I've talked about that ad nauseum.
Yeah. So we have one more cliffhanger ending.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, and now we can get into that other show that we watch. It's a little more sci-fi, but not very. And the actor that plays the dad, he also was the politician in the X-Men movies who becomes a mutant, Bruce Davison. Bruce Davison plays her fiance's father, and he becomes a problem in this show. He's a very problematic character. So let me get the other video. Sure, there you go. And here we go. Episode 6, Hello Tomorrow.
The Numbers Behind the Numbers is the title.
And this is because as we're watching it, I predicted this would happen.
Yeah.
This episode, things begin to fall apart for our main character.
You can when you're juggling so much, you can only keep the balls up in the air so long.
Yep. Now we get to see what led to him doing what he did.
Yeah.
Which he works for this corporation.
He's been working for 30 years, and he gets
30 years. And he has one of the highest sales periods that they've seen in that season. But they let him go because he had a slump before that.
Yeah,
no, they said they predicted a slump for him. That is
the computer predicts it, and it breaks him. It crushes him.
Yeah, he loses his shit here, man. This is my life, man.
Yeah, he's been giving these companies everything for 30 years, and just because of
family,
because a stupid machine reads numbers between the numbers and predicts he's not going to do well in the future, they let him go. What a dick move.
It is. AI is just nothing more than an asshole. Asshole intelligence. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, the AI talk you were doing.
And this guy is so cavalier with him about it. Just, I hated this guy.
Yeah.
And so you immediately the thing about Jack is you want him to win. Even though he's manipulating the truth, lying, he's trying to make it true. He just goes about things in the wrong way. So he's not an antagonistic character. He's absolutely an agent of good.
He's a dreamer.
Bye,
Penny.
Gets
in way over his head.
Bye, Penny.
Bye, Penny.
If you want to watch it, let me know. I'll find a way to let you watch it. I mean, we'll invite you and you can watch it with us.
Yeah, watch party. That would be fun.
You can do 1, 2, 3 movies is one. F movies is another. Put Locker is another.
Well, apparently a couple of those are down right now.
For me, at least, yeah.
Not for me, at least last I checked.
I finished my notes on 1923 around just after 3 a.m. last night. Mm-hmm. And half an hour later, I decided, let's do Hello Tomorrow too. And F movies was down. So
they're both up. F movies and Put Locker are both up for me.
Yeah, they're up for me too.
We've had that. I haven't checked in 2 hours, but we've had that before. That it's down on your end and not on mine, and the other way around.
So he loses his shit because he lost his job. He talks to her, makes a phone call to her, and he ends it very abruptly. It's over.
It seems like she's working in a call center, but they are friends.
They're friends.
Yeah. And she's getting worried. Also, she never knew he had family. He's really depressed.
Yeah, this is where he reveals something personal to her.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen my family in years. And she starts to ask him, and he goes, it doesn't matter, it's over.
Yeah, he just ends the phone
and he
call.
abruptly ends the call and goes to the men's room. And the sinks are robotic, man.
Oh, man, yeah.
And so they have rotating wheels in the thing with scrubbers for your hands.
Yeah.
Please
like
place your hand between the brush bars,
Yeah.
And he puts his tie down there and lets it get spun up into it. And
first he lets the sink fill up, ignores the voice.
And he's going to let it drown him.
Yeah.
And he starts kicking. He's kicking because he's drowning. And then you see his legs go slack. This is an intense scene.
Yeah.
And we pull back like we're going into the tunnel of death. He's dead. But lo and behold, maintenance man saved the day. Lost his job in the process because he broke the robotic arms.
Yeah,
tore him out. So they laid me off. Let me go.
But
and that's of course the guy he sells. He's the first guy he sold property to on the moon.
That's the guy we saw at the compound with his family.
Yep.
And he's, pardon the pun, over the moon because he feels so good having saved their life.
I don't care. I lost my job. I saved your life. And then he kind of alludes to the fact that he knew it wasn't an accident there by emphasizing, accidents happen. But what's important to take away on this is that we don't let that happen again.
Yeah.
And he's like, thank you. It's a good scene. I really do like this scene. And there's the moon. And now we're back in the present where he shows up to talk to the guy that runs the grounds.
Walter. Walter called him and told him there's this family who showed up and they have a paper with your name on it and apparently want to take off for the moon. So please come and fix this.
And so he's like immediately bullshitting his way through it.
Yeah, he tells him, now
you notice that truck has wheels.
Yep, that's all.
Yeah,
I like that.
He tells Hank that their takeoff has been delayed, and he finds out that they have been living in the van for the past year because all the money they had went into buying the compound on the moon.
Yep. Throw that back up. The answer to that is it's the same kind of shit because this is taking place when cigarettes were healthy for you. Okay. A lot of stupid decisions are made. And this is, of course, before actual AI. These are robots. They're not AI. Even the computer is an AI, really. It's this is like the fledgling early days of future 1950s computers and their attempts to get towards AI. So clearly, the safety is not part of it. Because you look at some of the shit we played with as kids, man. It's like those toys are dangerous.
Well, look at the very first episode when that van backs into his wife.
Oh, yeah.
His ex-wife, yeah.
It registers the dog.
Our universe is conveniently dumb, monkey. Jesus Christ, dude. Are you kidding me? Balloons are one of the most dangerous things to give a kid. The kids had them for years. And the thing that sucks, people don't know how awful that is. What happens is they inhale it into their esophagus and it's almost impossible to get out. Been around for
it's also really stupid to let balloons just fly off.
Absolutely. I think it's inspired by Fallout, Boosh.
It is.
I believe it is absolutely inspired by. I don't think they stole from it, but inspired by, clearly. It's like somewhere along the lines in like the last decade, there was like this super advancement with technology. Yeah. I love that guy's South Park hat. I love that.
Yeah, definitely got the aesthetic from South Park or from Fallout.
Amen.
So those two have been friends a long time. And Walter knew his dad.
Walter worked with his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get that through their conversation that Jack's a lot like his dad, but Jack is trying to do something better than his dad. He's trying to actually fulfill what his dad dreamt and talked about, but didn't move towards actually doing. So what we now know is they have property on the moon.
Well, that's what Walter shows him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And here's Joey working very hard on breaking Jack's sales record. That kid has ambitions.
Well, right now he's pissed off because Jack, he thinks Jack's the one that let him go to jail.
Yeah. He's angry because he found out Jack is not his hero.
And she's trying to tell him he loves you. He cares about you.
Well, she knows that Jack is his father. He doesn't yet. And he has some apologizing to do.
Yeah. From that night at the dance.
When he got drunk.
Okay, now we get to see what Walter wants to show Jack is, of course, that's the rocket design right there. That's the rocket they have. And
Walter suspects it was never meant to actually work. But Jack sees something in it. He sees possibilities.
And of course, it's in this room where we discover the design. It shows the design of the moon base that actually does exist, where he could easily, and he says it. He says this could be converted into, houses.
Yeah. Well, Jack's father had it figured out, but he went bankrupt.
Yeah.
That's why Walter is now on the compound and shut it down.
And all he does now is he transfers product and I think garbage. There it is. There's the moon base. Yeah. We finally get to see what the moon base looks like under the dome. And we can see that he wants this. He wants this to happen. He can make this happen because he has all the raw materials to do what needs to be done. He just needs the funding. But he's gone about it in a way that's unethical. Really, it is. And that's what's going to get him in trouble with everybody in this story. And of course, and there's the can that has whatever his father that was cleaned up off the tarmac.
Yeah.
Because his dad was killed in some sort of rocket incident up on the launch pad, the tarmac. And so he's looking at it and it's like, oh my God, there's my dad's remains in that sluice tank. All that crap that was cleaned up. So now he's going to try to go fix things with her. And it hasn't their relationship hasn't hit the skids yet. There's still hope. But I think it's next episode is where things go south with her.
Yeah, this is when the wheels start getting wide, about to fall off the bus.
Yeah. She is, because she keeps asking questions and he's giving answers, but the answers come across as very not right with her. And I like that, that she's scrutinizing what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, I find myself really rooting for him to actually pull this
that's
off.
The thing is you're rooting for him because you know that he's doing something. He's trying to actually do something. He's trying to make the lie the truth.
Of course, his idea is to turn it into a Ponzi scheme.
What did you say? Wait, what? I didn't catch this comment before. Look at that. When Gerry gets very excited about wheels. I thought it was cool because we had not seen wheels in this entire show, except for that truck. Old school. She's a Robert. I do like her character a lot.
Yeah. Very smart.
And in the end, I don't think he's going to be able to do anything without her. I think she's an essential wheel in the functioning of this machine. And I don't know how he's going to get her back after things go south.
Yep, there's another wheel comment from Gerry. So,
yep. What? No wheels? That car reminds me of that car that Mr. Bean would run into all the time on the Mr. Bean show.
That's what it is. It's what
is it? The same car, the little 3-wheeler.
Yeah, that's same one Urkel drove. Different color, but Urkel drove one of those in Family Matters.
God, there was a character that, like Dr. Smith, took over a show.
Yeah.
In a way that was just not good.
Yeah. I don't know how him and her both fit in that car.
It's really crazy when you see them in there later.
It's like a clown car. It's bigger on the inside.
It is.
Sorry, I had to disappear. Yeah. I had family drama outside my window. It was loud.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, crazy mom yelling at her kids.
But there they are. They're in the car. And of course, Jack. This scene, with the mom.
She's about
to tell him. She's about to tell him here.
It gets close because she tells him there's a lot of money.
She is one breath away. She's one breath away from saying it when she gets interrupted again.
Thankfully, yeah.
By Jack.
She pretends to want to talk to her son.
Yeah, that is what they're called, Darius. Breakout.
All she wants is for Joey to come visit her because she likes having him around. And she gets him to do that by telling him, you can make good sales here, These people are rich.
The thing I will say about Happy Days is they still maintained the show in a good way. Fonzie was a breakout character, but he didn't take over quite like Urkel took over Family Matters. And I think it's because the showrunners were better. Gerry Paris and Laverne and Shirley, what's her name? Gary Marshall.
Yeah.
Gerry Paris and Gary Marshall were very good showrunners, executive producers. And I think they kept it from getting out of hand with the Fonz. Because he could have. Fonz, everything was Fonzie, back in the 70s. Dude, it was awful. So he comes in just in time, and of course his son is pissed at him, and he's like, tells him, "Hey, then you need to listen to the boss here." And he tells him, "This is how it is. You're going to take this promotion because it's good for you." And the kid's pissed off about the whole thing because he doesn't like that he's showing favoritism to him. So he makes him the lead salesman, and he hears it. He gets that breaks him. Because he was really working for it.
And also he believes that he has twins on the way.
His wife lied to him. And
she finally confesses in this episode. Though.
Yeah.
And here, the kid, I forget the kid's name, Joey. He gets up and he's going to leave and he says, all you had to do is apologize for what you did. And we would have been good. And he's right. Jack is that character that constantly has to do grand gestures. He thinks that that's what is needed, is the grand gesture. And sometimes it's the simplest, smallest gesture that matters. And that's what Joey tells him here. He's like, all you had to do was apologize to me. You couldn't do it. And now he's got his head in his hands, and his wife is like, I bet you got your head and your hands in there.
I don't like her.
Yeah, she's conniving, but she really cares about her husband. And so
she's so manipulative. I hate
she's
that.
Very manipulative. I mean, she showed it in the last episode. She intentionally caused that problem between Joey and Jack. She went in there to cause that problem.
She's obviously the villain of the film or of the show.
I wouldn't call it villain, but
interesting. Because I know that they were trying to build up Crazy Lady to be, but she's seemed to come to her wits in the next episode. I'm not going to say any more.
Yeah.
It's 55 degrees outside in Texas. That's approximately 11 degrees Celsius for our European friends.
Thank you.
Until Fonzie jumped the shark. Agreed, Darius. That was a bad episode. And it was only finally surpassed by Indiana Jones in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of chilly. It's not cold. It's chilly.
It's too cold here as well.
It's 54 here right now.
Well, I don't know if they're going to. I sure hope they do, because clearly there's something wrong with Jack. There's something in him that's broken. And I don't know if that's something that can be fixed, but it needs to be talked about on the show. That these people that do things like this, that do things on the grand gesture. Oh, here they go. They show up to the rocket pad. This leads to a really funny scene in the next episode.
Because he didn't shred the papers, and he's apologizing for not, for at first not being willing to help her by giving her the paper. So he has this address, and he's taking her there to show her. That's
right. It's a Fallout fridge. And if you go back, Darius, and listen to that segment in Indiana Jones, the voice, the announcing voice, that's Del Dye, my boss. And I just got an email from them this morning. I got to go deal with some work in between shows today for that book cover.
I thought it was finished.
I had to stop because of the stuff that went down with her mom. And I've been waiting for her to get back so we could go over it.
She is very happy to see how crappy this place looks, because
she is.
The company is even shittier than I thought.
That's the face of Schadenfreude right there. That's the face of Schadenfreude. She's laughing.
Yeah, but the thing is, they've got a launch facility. It's not like
a launch facility. That's right.
Yeah, it's not like they lied and said they, that they didn't have one and said that they did. They have one. It's just not in very good shape. That's something that can be fixed, though.
She's so crazy.
She really is. And I don't want to get into it. We'll get into it next week when we talk about the next episode, because it's clear, I think, that they're trying to build some sort of relationship between these two.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And
well, at this point, I thought they were actually going to kiss.
She's just been electrocuted, and she's laughing still.
Yeah, she tried to climb the fence and gets electrocuted.
Bad shit crazy.
But yeah, no kiss. Now we're playing bingo. We're at the elderly home. Joey's going there to meet his grandmother, even though he doesn't know she's his grandmother.
Well, he thinks he's going there to make sales, because that's how she tricked him to go there. She just wants to have him around. And she teaches him how to cheat at bingo, because they never check. You just pretend.
Yep. And she gets all the candy. That actress right here, she's something else. She's really good at villains. She's played a lot of villains. And as I recall, I think she's Australian.
I could totally see her playing a villain.
And now we cut back to them. She wants to help him and gives him that bag of money. And he gets angry about it.
Because she sold their compound on the moon.
Yep. And she's trying to help him.
But he just gets upset.
Why am I okay? Huh? I'm okay. I don't know why.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, he's fine. He gets quiet. We're doing this stuff. So he starts to get angry at her and storms out eventually.
Well, she tells him, we don't need the moon. We can be happy right here. But you can use that money.
And he basically calls her an enabler here. Without using the actual word, but that's what he's calling her. You're just giving us money and you're hoping that I go and waste it, bet it. And he's really hurt by that. And she's like, what did I do wrong? She can't figure out what she did.
He still takes the money, though.
And again, I think she's about to tell him again.
She lured him into her room.
Yeah, she
and
wants
starts
to tell
talking
him
about Jack.
and she wants to tell him. She's really about to say, well, he's and all of a sudden, this character, the marshal,
Moon Sheriff,
shows up. He's like, hey, what? And she gets interrupted. And
he gets a bit
paranoid. He's going through one of his manic.
Joey.
He's going in a manic phase, and he's losing his shit. And I don't know who you are. How do you know who I am? Kind of thing. And storms off. Going after that robot.
And Joey is so shocked to find out that A, he's not on the moon, and B, he's clearly not that clear in his head.
Yep.
It's all been a lie.
And that Mr. Jenkins is a turtle.
Talking to Mr. Jenkins.
And found out that the lunar pebbles
the rocks.
The moon rocks. He gets bombarded with moon rocks. So everything is falling apart for him.
And again, we predicted this would happen.
Well, yeah, the longer you keep the lie going, the dirtier the downfall is.
And of course, Hank Azaria's character shows up at the bar, and he's like, give me some of that good advice you always give. Help me out here. Help me, man. Help me. Because they're both kind of hitting rock bottom here.
Yeah, well, one of them just found out that his wife had been lying about being pregnant, and the other one really wants to go on the moon, and his lady just sold it. He's been working hard to buy that. And also he wanted that particular unit because she tells him she found an opening and could sell it for twice the price that they paid. So she actually doubled their money. And we can always go and buy another one. And he's like, oh, I wanted that one. For whatever reason.
And that's where she tells him again that you need to tell your son. And he leaves. He's going to get out of there. He's going to go get that money from the rich lady that likes him.
She's the solution, because they need to sell 143 more units.
Yep.
To be able to pay them back.
Yeah, to pay all the people back.
So the rich widow.
And then Joey confronts him like, I know this is bullshit.
Because he's just seen the moonshine.
He tries to say, well, he just got back. And it's like, no.
Lying
no. Stop lying to me. And
but he cannot stop trying to sell the idea.
And he tries to do you need to wake up, boy, but you're the one that's also having trouble waking up from the fact that, your bullshit's coming back at you. Karma, And he's not a bad guy. He's just doing things in the wrong way. And there's a price to be paid for that.
Yeah.
I love the location that they shoot this at. I like to go to the real location. It does exist.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a real hotel?
I think it is. It kind of reminds me of the hotel that was used for that Jeff Bridges movie with Chris Hemsworth. Something at the Royale or whatever that movie was called.
I don't know.
It's called Bad Times at the Royale. Came out in 2018. And I love the hotel in that one. It's very similar to this one.
That aesthetic is too beautiful. Nothing to do with all this steel and glass of today.
Oh, I hate that. Steel, glass, and concrete.
Yeah, buildings are designed better, but they don't look better.
They really don't.
I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for the brutalism architecture.
You have a dash of tyrant in you. You need to instill the fear of the institutions in your population just by the looks of the building. But yeah, that hotel is very, very beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Inside the lobby with all the circular theme, and I, for one, I'm a fan of that kind of yellow, which is weird because I don't like yellow.
Is it paused?
No, that's the
No,
end.
that's the end.
That was the end.
He's about to meet that investor, the rich widow.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for him because he really had hope for a moment, and then he has this confrontation with Joey that not only reminded him he still has to tell him that he's his son, but also Joey just took him down. Yeah. So he needs to get his spirit up now again before meeting the investor, because he could blow it up. He almost does.
I'm not a brutal guy.
What?
Why do you think that there is?
Oh. He may be confusing Das Wolfen with his twin brother in that movie.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Falling Down. It's a movie with Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Which
Wait a minute. I'm the bad guy? I love that ending, man. What a down ending. So, but that's it. I like where this show is going. I'm curious how it's going to end this season. Yeah, I guess the season finale, we'll get to watch it maybe tonight.
I'd love to. Do you think we get a second season?
It better be.
Look, Apple TV doesn't have the subscribership that others have. So they're making these shows, and they're spending a little bit of money on them. And I think they intend to at least give them 2 seasons, unless they do really badly. I think that this show is well received, great reviews. I like it. Great cast. They put some effort into this one, and I think we're going to get at least 2 seasons out of it.
Or more seasons like For All Mankind.
Well, For All Mankind, just like this one, didn't have that big a budget. They made what they made with that first season, and I thought it was great. I enjoyed what they did. It's done correctly.
Oftentimes, the productions with a lower budget are better because they have to be creative.
Yeah,
indeed. And yes, Bush, that was a bad.
Oh yeah,
that
was a bad mood.
What was? I missed it. What?
Go ahead.
Wizards of the Coast is removing half elves and half orcs from the D&D game because they're racist.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Being mixed race is racist. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's stupid. That's
all those
stupid.
Mixed marriages out there with kids.
Oh, you can still play a half elf or a half orc, but you're actually all your stats are going to be that of a full orc or a full elf, which kind of defeats the purpose of genetics.
Oh, didn't you get the memo? Genetics don't exist. Genetics is a construct. Yep. Genetics is a construct, a social construct.
These weirdos just won't stop. Nothing is safe.
Nothing is safe. Yeah.
It almost sounded like Werner Herzog.
Everything's a spectrum now.
Yeah, it almost sounded like Gerry wants me to leave.
She hates listening to Werner, and I'm like, I love listening to his narration and when he plays a character. Like when he's on Rick and Morty, and he plays the ambassador for that planet that needs surgery. When he's talking, gets like way too like they write this incredible dialogue for this character because he's just so dumb to have that character speak that way. It's so verbose.
I love him in the Mandalorian, man. That cadence.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan. First of all, I love all of Werner's films. I love every film he ever made. But I actually like it when he's in stuff, playing himself or playing a character. I think he's a good actor.
He was the best part of the first film of Reacher, if you ask me. Werner Herzog, he was the villain in Jack Reacher, the first movie with Tom Cruise.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't remember that. I've seen it. I don't remember it. I didn't even watch the second movie. No, I didn't like him because that's not Jack Reacher.
No, that's half a Reacher.
Oh my God.
Where did that come from?
That is so heisted of you.
I would really like to digitally put in, like, whenever he stops to deliver a serious line, digitally put in the background one of those signs you see at roller coaster rides and stuff. You have to be this tall to be taken seriously as this character. Just put it behind you, like what's too high.
Wait, I wouldn't say I'm a Rick and Morty fan. I haven't seen that much.
She enjoyed what we watched.
Yeah, I did.
See, I haven't introduced her.
Much.
We haven't really watched much Rick and Morty. We haven't watched much Community because I really want to introduce her to Community. Because Community is, you know, how they like to say that Big Bang Theory is a nerd show, and it's not. Community was a nerd show. It's a show written by nerds for nerds. And whereas Big Bang was written by guys that were kind of making fun of nerds. And they only show one kind of nerd in that show, the brainiacs that are wimpy. You don't get the kind of nerds that we were growing up, my friends. We were brawlers. We didn't care. You talk shit to us, we'll plow you in the face. And then we would go home and play D&D or some stupid shit like that. When we started getting computers, Zelda. We'd play games like that. You know, Commodore 64. Jeez. Correct, Darius. For optics or something, I don't know. They're idiots. Wizards of the Coast. Yeah. Blood purity laws.
Yeah,
What's amazing is how racist they are when they do this shit.
Yeah.
They're being racist, trying to say that what they're doing is fixing racism. And it's not. They're being excessively racist by doing it.
It's just stupid.
Now, going back to Commodore 64, I played Pirates for 36 hours straight when I first got
Oh my God.
Damn. That computer changed my life.
Except for bathroom breaks.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, if you played any video game for more than 24 hours, you have earned a lifetime membership to your nerd card. You don't ever have to turn that in. That's for life.
I still remember my watching my first sunrise in a gaming session, and I went, "Oh my God!"
Well, I did do 48 hours straight on WoW, but I was like 3 days after that I slept.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay, so I've had Jim Woodward and Mike Beatty on here, and Vic Armstrong, and we talked about it. All of us were brawlers. And we would get into fist fights pretty regularly, not with each other, but with other people, constantly in fights. And but they were D&D guys, and I played D&D with them, and I would die early. That was the joke. I would go and get myself killed so I could drink beer and watch them play. And because I didn't like D&D. And then back in 2008, 2009, Mike Beatty's sister, Marianne, all of them got together and said, "Come join us on World of Warcraft." And I'm like, "It's the old gang, the D&D gang. We're getting together to play this new game." And I said, "This isn't boring, right? It's an adventure game." "Oh, so it's a real, yeah, it's RPG, but it's an adventure game." It was nothing but running around for like Conan and Arnold and Jerry Lopez as Subutai, just running from scene to scene, and Conan the Barbarian. It's what that game was. It's just like, and I'm like, are we going to do something? It's like, oh my God, this is like worse. This is worse than D&D. This is terrible.
With that sad note, we have to wrap.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. I want to thank Mr. Tickle Trunk, D. Bud Martin, Admiral Teague, Penny, Monkey Jeebus, Kingsport Cow, Black Ass, Real White Nation, Alex Morzax, despite Sax's faux pas, Davina Duckworth.
It wasn't Sax's, it was his kid.
Darius Munchausen, he made that kid. Darius Munchausen, Keely Chow. Thanks, guys. We'll see you this afternoon for TGIF.
See you in an hour, guys. Bye.
Those sons of bitches. Ma, I'm doing a show.